Hey, sexy people, let's talk about something I see tripping people up in ethical non-monogamy all of the time. Because we've gotten so fluent in therapy language, self-help language, and, well, TikTok relationship lingo that we've started pathologizing life. Hi, I'm Taylor Sparks, your ethical non-monogamy coach and sex goddess. I'm joining in on Capacity Expert Raquel Hopkins' recent post on how we pathologize discomfort. We pathologize conflict. We even pathologize boundaries being challenged as toxic or a red flag. And to pathologize something means to treat a normal feeling, behavior, or life experience as if it were a medical problem, mental illness, or something wrong that needs to be diagnosed and fixed. In other words, you take something that's part of the normal human experience, like sadness, conflict, nervousness, or discomfort, and label it. Like we call sadness depression, disagreement gaslighting, and discomfort trauma. We label people narcissistic, manipulative, or having control issues just because they express a different need or set a limit or ask for something that we're not ready to give. We say, I'm triggered, when what we really mean is, I'm uncomfortable. Now, don't get me wrong, real abuse, manipulation, and trauma exist. And when they do, we name them, set boundaries, and get help. But here's the thing. What if you're not broken? What if you're just growing? People being human are like rubber bands. If we don't stretch them, they won't grow. We've started acting like, every hard emotion is a red flag. Like every disagreement is a danger sign. Like every boundary test is a betrayal. But some of that is friction. That's just life. That's just relationships, monogamous or non-monogamous. Therapy language was supposed to help us name things, not become the thing. And somewhere along the way, we've started living inside of the labels instead of building the skills to move through the challenges. It's like planting a garden and thinking every weed means that you're a terrible gardener. You'd stop tending the soil, stop planting the seeds, and miss the beauty that comes from nurturing through the messy parts. That's what we're doing emotionally when we're treating every challenge as a sign that something is wrong, instead of seeing it as part of the process that helps us grow. We've made pain a pathology instead of a teacher. And the more we pathologize being human, the less capacity we have to live fully, love deeply, and face real challenges when they come along. Now, let's bring this into the focus of ethical non-monogamy. Do you even really know the difference between open, swinging, polygyny, polyandry, and polyamory? Or did you just hop on the poly or swinging bandwagon because, it sounded like fun, it sounded cool, and you've always wanted more than one partner, and, variety sex seemed like a good idea, right? But the minute you hit a bump, or someone expresses discomfort, or a boundary needs to be renegotiated, you wave the boundary violation flag, call it a red flag, and then you walk away. Meanwhile, you haven't built your own active listening skills. You haven't practiced radical honesty. You haven't strengthened your own emotional self-management. And your ego, your ego is still calling the shots in the relationship. This type of mindset keeps us from actively having the difficult conversations, from learning how to sit with discomfort without running for the nearest exit. And here's why this matters. When you can tell the difference between discomfort and danger, between a growth edge and a genuine violation, you can also figure out what kind of support you really need. Maybe you do need a therapist, because, you're working through past trauma. Maybe you need a counselor to help mediate and find common ground. Or maybe you need a coach, someone like me, who can give you the tools, the strategy, and perspective to navigate ethical non-monogamy without blowing up every time it gets hard. Because the real deal is this: if you're here for the long-term success in ethical non-monogamy, it's not about avoiding triggers or flagging your partner's behavior every time something feels off. It's about learning to hold those moments, talk through them, and decide together how to move forward. So if you're ready to build those muscles, the ones that make you resilient, clear, and unshakable in your relationships, book a free clarity call with me. Or if you have just a quick question, my DMs are open, DM me. You can also grab my Ethical Non-Monogamy workbook or my Ethical Non-Monogamy Conversation Starter Guidebook. It's a way to help you start practicing these skills today. So until next time, your love, your Ruth, and your freedom. Bye-bye.